What's going on, guys? Your boy HQ420 here. Welcome y'all back. Another episode of Beyond the Cube. Of course, as always, the powerful one has graced us with his presence. Corey Hughes, with his red background and his Bitcoin shirt. We're in it deep today. How are you feeling tonight?
Good. My dog is snoring. I don't know if you can hear it or not.
Like a literal snore.
My dog is snoring. Yeah. So my dog is really sick. I had to take her. I had to take her to the vet, and she got jaundice all over her stomach. Her skin all turned yellow, and so we got her on some antibiotics, and it's kind of a coin toss is what's going to happen at the moment.
Okay. So you're saying it's up in the air?
It's up in the air. Yeah. Typically, this doesn't look good. It's like failed liver. So there's she got some bacteria and infections going on. So we got her on a bunch of antibiotics. But even the doctor was like, not overly. He was 50-50 on the whole thing. He's like, let's just hope that the antibiotics work. That's what he said, basically. He's like, otherwise it's going to be hospitalization and I'm going to have to mortgage my house. So, that's not happening.
You ain't even got a house to mortgage.
No. So, I'm just going to hope she's going to be okay. And that'll be that.
Well, how old is she?
6.5.
Oh, okay. So in dog years, she's on up there. And they say 7 years for every year.
I think that's complete bullshit.
I don't think it is.
That means every dog lives to be like 100 and change. Fuck off.
But the dog, man, the dog can go from damn pup to full grown in about 4 months. We're trying to tell you, bud. Hey, look, that's what nature looks like. It's like, man, you got to get grown quick because you'll get ate if you don't. That's the whole premise, man. Ain't nothing out here to protect you. And
so look, what's up with people? Why does it take us 20-something years usually? Motherfuckers ain't got their shit together until they old.
Yeah, we different because we don't have any natural predators. Okay. So, because we have the quote unquote upper hand. Now, I'm not going to say we have the upper hand via hand-to-hand combat. All right, because if it's mano a mano, whatever's out there in the woods is going to eat us. But we do have the technology, the opposable thumbs, and mainly guns. All right, guns. Back in the day, they had the spears. That's a little bit more hand-to-hand combat. I think that's when it was really real and raw. You know, that's when it was, man versus beast. That's the true makeup of, gladiatorship. In my opinion, you went out there with your string bow and arrow, okay, or you went out there with your spear and you got in a tussle with this thing. All right, you tried to take it out. So, did I freeze? Okay, there we go.
You done froze. I thought I was going to have to take over the show.
Yeah, that's I think that's our most basic instinctual nature. So that's when people are like, hey, man, I went out there and I shot me some deer. I shot me a bear. I said, you shot it, but why don't you get you a spear and go out there and take care of this thing? That's when there'd be a real accomplishment. I want to put it on the wall after that. It's like it got my left arm, but I took it out. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got a good story after that. Isn't that what we want? We want a good story. Okay. At the end of the day, we want lore.
People are lucky. See, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. Like, did technology make us soft? Is that what it came down to, or do we get soft so we made technology? I don't know.
No. The reason that we're soft is for the simple fact that we live really in the best of times, especially here in America. For the simple fact is that we don't have any war on like our grounds.
Yeah.
Unlike everybody else.
One thing I think we take for granted, especially me up here in like northern Fort Collins, where the demographic is like 98% fucking white. Okay, let's just be real. Mm-hmm. I live in white bread central. There is just this weird fucking sensation of freedom here that like the cops don't fuck with you, nobody fucks with you, you can do your thing, and like you're all good. And then I look at other parts of the world where motherfuckers got like, in Britain, motherfucker, them cops are going to people's houses for Facebook posts and shit. It's really unfucking believable what's happening.
Yeah, during the disease
Unbelievable what's happening.
Yeah, the disease shall not be named. In Australia, they went and arrested a pregnant woman after she made a Facebook post saying that the COVID was bullshit and the mandates were bullshit. They showed up at her crib to arrest her. I'm like, yo, is it that deep? And they said, yes, it is. It's so deep that we're going to make these camps to put you in to keep you safe, of course. Well, fucking fenced and barbed wire. I'm like,
like really, in America,
man?
You got to go out of your way to get arrested here. Really, in America,
you really
got to
do.
go out of your way. Like,
you just got to be doing something really dumb.
Absolutely nothing I ever want to do in my life ever. I even consider the fact I might go to jail. Like, it's not even a possibility of anything. You know,
yeah,
I ain't drunk driving. I ain't doing none of that shit.
Yeah, you got to be in these streets now. I ain't gonna lie to you. Back in the day, I probably should have been pulled over and put in handcuffs a few times. But look, I made it through.
I got pulled over with drugs in the car probably 3-4 times. I've been searched at least twice with drugs in the car and never found nothing. I mean, like, I had some close calls, but like, there were times I straight up deserved to go to jail. Fucking straight up. I'm looking back going, goddamn, you know?
Yeah, I made it through, and you know, I went ahead and I retired. That's the premise. I made it through and I retired. That's just all there is to it. So I mean, once I met my girlfriend, and everybody else kind of got married and started having kids, I was like, that's my cue. I can hang it up. You know what I'm saying? Some people stay in the game too long and you get burnt. That's what ends up happening.
That's the thing. That is what happens. You stay, yeah. Everything's got a shelf life, you know? So.
Yeah. Stay in the game too long and you get burnt. That's the whole premise. And so, you know, you got to know when to get out. You got to know when you had a good run. And I say that I had a Hall of Fame career. All right. There's not many people who have went through this particular journey and can say that they had the type of career that I had. All right. Didn't go to jail. No underage drinking tickets. Okay. No DUIs. And I didn't hurt myself.
The DUI thing is man, there was a couple times. See, I never drank, but I've driven stoned a lot, but that doesn't really. There's even studies that say marijuana doesn't impair driving. And then motherfuckers just be driving slow and overly cautious, right? And so, but man, I remember leaving the club just fucked up on pills, like ecstasy, and fucking driving home with pills in my pocket, you know, like just totally should not have fucking been driving. Totally deserved to go to jail.
Okay.
So, I'll tell you a story though.
Okay.
So everyone knows I was a cop, but like Axel Foley, you know, I fractured a couple laws, you know, in my childhood, and so I actually had the fucking cops raid my house once before I was a cop. This has got to be 2001, maybe 2002, and I was selling weed, and I got introduced to my girlfriend at the time by this guy who was a mutual friend of my roommate. So he was in the circle, okay? And I sold him a bag of weed like no big deal. And my girlfriend calls me and is like, I just found out that motherfucker's working with the cops. And you just sold him a bag of weed. And I'm like, fuck. So I panicked and I got everything out of the fucking house. And nothing happened. Everything was fucking cool. And about 3 months later or 4 months later, something like that, I just bump into him at the bar. And and he's like, hey, you got a bag of weed? And I'm like, you know, 3 or 4 months went by, nothing fucking happened. I'm like, obviously it was bullshit because they would have come and got me, but nothing happened. So I was like, sure, no problem. So he goes back to my place with me and I sold him a bag of weed. 2 weeks later, my fucking front door got busted in by narcotics unit.
Oh shit.
Because I was getting like quarter pounds at a time, and I would just sell enough weed to smoke for free. I mean, that's all it was, really. And
okay.
And so I just happened to be out. Like, I sold out. I had nothing in the house when they came and busted in the door. There wasn't shit.
God almighty.
Not shit. The dude even had me outside. He separated me from everyone else, and he's patting me down and stuff. And he's like, "We know you're selling. We know what the deal is." And I was like, "Man, you showed up on the wrong day."
He said, "Look, bro."
I straight up told him, I was like, "You showed up on the wrong day."
I ain't selling that. I ain't selling that out of this house, but dick and bubble gum. And I just sold the last piece of bubble gum. That's it.
So
that's all I sell around here.
They found a bunch of like pipes and stuff, but there was nothing. There was nothing.
Paraphernalia.
And so I kind of knew I was in the clear at the very end, because they kicked in the door and there was like 8 cops. I mean, they were fat guys and shit. The Sarasota narcotics unit was a bunch of fat dudes. And there was no like uniforms at all. It was all dudes with like, it looked like fucking it looked like fucking middle-aged dads with badges around their neck and a gun. It was hilarious. Mustaches, I mean, the whole 9 yards. And so they're all in the fucking house, and they uncuff everybody, and everyone who didn't leave there, they're like, "Get out." And so everyone got out. And he says to me, "We got some questions for you. Why don't you meet us down at the station?" And I'm like, "Wait a minute. Meet you down at the station? Okay, sure." So at that moment, I knew that they didn't have nothing and they weren't going to arrest me, because they'd arrested me on the fucking spot and dragged me out of the fucking house. But they didn't do that.
Right.
So they had me go down and meet them down there. And they just asked me a bunch of like, where did I used to live? All the standard like admin questions so they could build like a profile on you. And that was before I was a cop. I didn't know any better. I was telling them, where I lived and all that stuff. And they tried to get me to say where I got my shit from, but I just made up a fucking name and gave it to them. And that was it. They let me go, and I never heard about it again.
What you say? Tell them Kaiser. You tell them Kaiser Sose.
Kaiser Sose.
That's what you told them. Yeah. That's what you should have told them.
But years later, when I went to be a cop, I was all nervous that was going to come up. Because I was never technically arrested. There's no court cases or nothing. But that would have been in a fucking file in the Sarasota Police Department. And when you go apply for a cop job, they check the surrounding jurisdictions. Like if you live in one county, they'll check all the agencies in that area to see if they have any reports on you. So I ended up calling Sarasota Police and talking to them and asking about that case. And they couldn't find a damn thing. They couldn't find it by my name. They couldn't find anything by my address, nothing. So as far as I was concerned, the file didn't exist and nobody ever found it. So
okay.
That's my getting raided by the cop story.
So you slid out of there unscathed.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow unscathed. Oh, just barely.
No, because I was destined to be sitting here with you today, and I had to be a cop in order to be all the cool shit, so I could make it right here with the cue.
This was always your destiny. No matter what you did, you were going to end up here. Don't you always? I love those. What movie was that recently? Oh, The Flash. It was that movie. No matter what he did, it always ended up in the same spot, and that's what actually created the Dark Flash. Like he tried to go back and redo stuff, and that's how we ended up getting different pieces of the Kryptonian shit attached to him.
That's an issue that I have with like not necessarily time travel stuff, but like honestly, it seems like since the very fucking start of the universe, boom, like billions of years ago, every single thing that has happened since has been an absolutely inevitable series of dominoes falling. Like not much choice in anything. The notion of free will to me is kind of ridiculous because we're a product of our past experience, which dictates our future. So it's very difficult I don't think there's a decision-making process. You get to a T in the road. Do you take a left or you take a right? That's going to be 100% based on your past experience. It'll never be random, even if you think it is. Oh, I'll just randomly take a right. No, you took that right for a certain reason. Your subconscious mind told you something, and that's why you took that right. You didn't have much of a choice. And I think it comes down to that for every single goddamn thing.
And that could be the case. You know, that seeing how you were talking about that, I actually watched a video talking about the Terminator series. Okay.
Horrible.
And
I just watched some Terminator recently.
And the time loop. So here's what the person was saying. They were saying that the reason that this is working out the way it is because once they send something back into the future, then it creates a new loop.
Separate.
It's still a time loop. Yeah. But it's still you're still on a similar loop at the end of the day.
So, Terminator up through like Terminator 3 is acceptable for the most part. Man, I just watched that Dark Fate movie, or I tried to watch the Dark Fate fucking movie.
Where he shot John Connor right out the gate when he was a kid.
Yes.
Bam, got him.
That had some of the worst fucking acting in any movie I've ever seen in my goddamn life.
Come on, man.
Linda Hamilton got a charity case gig, and Arnold was named Carl. Arnold the Terminator was named Carl in that movie.
Yeah, and he took care of some old Mexican chick.
It was the worst dog shit ever. It violated all. I want to see a documentary on why they made that movie.
Yeah, he got sent back, and he shot John Connor when he was getting a damn margarita at damn 15 years old. And he just walks off into the distance. I mean, it's just like, well, I can't go back, so I guess I'll hang out around here for a little bit and gain a conscience. I was like,
so this is what blew me away. We just had 4 fucking movies about trying to kill goddamn John Connor, and he just walks in and blows him away in like 2 seconds in a fucking drinking a margarita. I was like, are you shitting me? I couldn't believe it. I was in awe. Why did I watch those last 4 movies?
They were trying to kill old man Connor and damn when it was Christian Bale in Terminator Salvation. I mean,
that movie doesn't make any sense either. That other guy, the other Terminator who didn't know he was a Terminator. What is up, dude?
No, well, he was. Horrible. You see, he was part cyborg, so he's becoming one with the Borg. You know, kind of like what Elon Musk wants to do. Makes you part man, part machine.
All right, so here's the deal. Back in the day, you would have the movie that would come out in the movies, and it would be big, and it would be awesome. Like Hellraiser is a good example. Hellraiser, first one came out, big blockbuster in the theaters, and then every Hellraiser after that was like direct-to-video, grade Z, pretty much garbage. And that's the case with a lot of things. And it was kind of accepted. After the first one, it's going to go down to the second. But see, things like Terminator, they try to... I can't tell if it's gone to the low... It hasn't really gone to that low budget making yet, but it's still got Arnold in it, but it's dog shit. It's confusing.
The Terminator 2, they should have stopped.
Well, Terminator 2 is hot as fuck. The third woman I thought was okay. She's super hot.
She is. She could get something. All right, if I was a single man and she was available and she actually wanted me, she could hold on to something. There's no doubt about that. Okay, till the swelling went down. But you know, and maybe even the third one was acceptable. Like, you know, go into it like you can't escape your fate. This was always going to be your fate. And you know, in the I think it was in Dark Fate one. It's where Kyle Reese was like, he found out, it was like, hey, Skynet is Genesis. So like every time, they're not really changing the outcome of what the world's going to be, because AI is always going to exist and is always going to kill most of the humans. That's what it's really trying to say. Like, no matter what you try to do to escape this, all you're doing is delaying or postponing it. That's really the premise of it. Like, that you can't escape your fate. The fate of this planet is already decided. You will create AI because y'all are stupid. All right? And AI will take over and decide, hey, y'all are stupid, so we should wipe you out, and then you'll be fighting for the rest of your life to try to destroy what you created, which you never will be able to. That's the loop. Yeah, and then that one that they invaded John Connor's body with some nanites and shit. Like that shit was just they let go of the rope when they made that motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie to you. They let go of the whole rope. I said, now with some little Spanish chick who's the leader of the resistance that they need to protect. I'm like, y'all motherfuckers have just gave up when you made this one. I mean, that's pretty much what happened. We got four
Yeah.
movies of protect John Connor, protect John Connor, protect John Connor, and then, like you said, they shoot John Connor in the chest 2 minutes into the movie. I mean, just non-dramatically, and it's like protect Mexican chick now.
And so
Like,
they gotta
okay,
they gotta stop with the fucking Mexican chick, protagonist. Nobody wants that shit.
yeah.
Nobody wants the shit.
Oh, you don't want that?
Nobody wants it. Nobody wants it. I speak for the world. Nobody wants it.
Come on, man. For that man, say I speak for the entire human race when I say this. It's said we don't want the Mexican chicks to be the leaders. No offense, Latinas, especially the big booty ones. You can still come around and see Corey. Corey's got a nice spot for you.
Just
Making
stay
some
in your lane. That's all I'm
enchiladas.
asking.
Yeah, tacos, enchiladas. You know what I'm saying? Serve some booty up on a platter and we'd be good. That's what he's saying. He said, "That's what I'm saying." You got to be careful though. Mexican chicks, but they are fertile. I think they are the most fertile women on the planet.
Possibly. See, there was just for many years, there was just a whole wave of obvious fucking DEI Mexican female protagonists. Just like that movie Prey, or she was Indian, same fucking thing. So,
yeah, yeah, Mayan or something like that.
And
which
then
I mean, Prey wasn't too bad. We got Predator Into the Badlands coming.
Where
it's in a couple weeks
or something.
No, it's fighting dinosaurs. He's going for the big game. He's big game hunting in this one, and he's going to have a Wayland Yutani android helping the Predator. So this is going to be like from the Predator as the good guy, the protagonist.
He's supposed to be the bad guy who gets you.
No, predators, they're just hunters, man. They're never really bad in general. They just like to hunt. And so you might be the one to get hunted. But that's if you got like weapons and stuff. Like, see, the predators have a code of honor. If they see that you're weak, you're old, you don't pose a threat, then they just walk by you. It's like, I'm going to let you go. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, doesn't that seem honorable enough? But you can't just wave it off.
I like Predator 2. Predator 2 in the city with Danny Glover.
Oh, yeah, that shit was weird. My man out there in the street pulled the sword on the Predator.
Like they was trying to ride off of the, what was that movie with Mel Gibson? Lethal Weapon.
Yeah,
it's like they were trying to do a Lethal Weapon meets Predator in the city kind of thing is what I felt that was. And what was Predator 3?
I don't think there was a Predator 3.
Was there not a Predator 3?
I think they went from that to Alien versus Predator. I guess you could say that the third standalone movie was
There were 20. Wait a minute. They waited 20 fucking years. There was no Predator movie for 20 years.
No, there was one made in 2010 called Predators, and that's when they. I guess technically that's Predator 3, technically, but it didn't have 3 after it. But that's where they picked up people and dropped it on their planet.
Least creative names for the first 4 movies: Predator, Predator 2, Predators, and The Predator. They couldn't have done better than that.
Well, we got Predator Badlands now.
Oh, then we got Aliens versus Predator, but that's a crossover, I guess. That's how it's listed.
Yeah, but those movies were too dark. Like They were pitch black. We were sitting there, like me and my buddies were sitting there watching this movie. It was like, man, do you see anything? And like I see like blobs of black going across the screen. Like they just the lighting crew just said, "Fuck it." So we got to do less post editing if we just make everything black as fuck. All right, and that's when one of the aliens mixed with a predator because it had jumped on his face, and you seen in the space shuttle and created a new alien predator hybrid. Well, it's always some wild shit. You know what I'm saying? It's always some wild shit, and it's all good. But hey, but look, the new Predator movie might be good. We can't throw it away yet, Corey. It's too early to throw it away. You know, they might start cooking with gas on this one. I mean, what you think?
No.
You see what I'm saying? But they took a solid 15 years to make sure they made this right. Okay, they're like, all right, let's not rush it. All right, let's get our heads together and let's see if we can't make something badass. Because I mean, that's what we're missing. We're missing some badass cinema. I mean, I really believe that's what we're missing. And when you see stuff like I don't know if you've seen Netflix. It's got a new king as far as how many people has watched a movie on this platform, and that's K-pop Demon Hunters, which last time I looked had 256 million views.
So this is like some Japanese pop band that kills demons. Is that how that goes?
Yes.
And they're playing in this pop band is their cover for traveling around and killing demons. Is that correct?
I believe so. Yes. And there's several ones, but the girls who the three girls who actually sing in the movie, they actually did their first live show. Was on Jimmy Fallon, but folks were like fanboying over it, fanboy and fangirling. Now we'll give it to them. Them Ling Lings, boy, they fire. I know they got that sideways stuff on them. You know what I'm saying? They hot, but but I mean, you know what I'm saying? What's the song? Because it's the song has made it to the radio. Golden is the name of their song. And the name of their band is Hunter X or Huntrix. That's the name of their band. But allegedly, like the lead singer, she was like a chick that a whole bunch of the music community said that she won't ever gonna make it. So this was like her big break in this movie. So I mean, I guess it's okay. But a lot of people were hyped about that. I know on my TikTok right there for about a week, but every time I scrolled through, but it was the Huntrix with the song Gold, and I was like, okay, guys, I mean, I get it. I mean, y'all feel
so
it.
You noticed any difference on TikTok since the Jews took over?
Nah, I mean, I got my same stuff. I got chick shaking booty. I got women talking about how men ain't shit. And then all of a sudden, right here recently, I got folks like trying to dissect and go against religion, or trying to explain the Bible. So I got a lot of that.
Like 10 people will tell you 10 different things about the Bible. Everyone got their own interpretation of stuff.
Yeah. Which I did have the one where that it was the three chicks. Was it the Girls Gone Bible with some other thing, and they were talking about how, sex before marriage and all this other stuff, and don't even do things that could lead towards the sexual interaction, the touching or the holding hands. I was like, I mean, I get you, okay? I mean, I'm picking up what you're trying to tell me. But the problem is, like, all these chicks already been cracked, so they're like born again virgins. You know what I'm saying? Like they done got fucked by like 15, 20 dudes, and then now they're born again virgins. So you're gonna come around, and now you gotta wait. You gotta jump through all these hoops. Then you got to give it a ring. And then you get married. And, like, they're going to have such a bad relationship with sex that you won't get none anyway. Like, it'd be stupid. Like, that's what it's kind of going to sound like to me. Like, they'll be wanting a baby, so they'll have sex to have the baby. And then they'll be like, you'd be like, hey, can I get a little bit tonight? They'd be like, no. I mean, it'd be just like that. It'd be like, no. Don't pressure me.
It does seem to be a trend to go from being like internet thought to baptized. Seems like a thing.
Yeah, and look, it works perfectly. Okay? It's the perfect transition. You can make your millions of dollars selling your booty online, okay, to the quote-unquote sinners, and then you can transition to selling your booty to the believers. You know what I'm saying? But you're just selling covered booty at that moment. That's all it is. But you still nobody would know who you were if you didn't sell that booty previously. This is the truth. That's what I want to get back to. The reason you have a platform is because you sold booty. You wouldn't have any platform without selling the booty. That's all there is to it. There's a lot of chicks out there. Look, and this ain't no offense, okay? But a lot of times the reason you got viewers is because you're hot. That's it. And it's okay. You just need to realize that. You got a whole lot of dudes in there thirsting over you. It's all good. It ain't because they care about your message and all this other stuff. We need to damn stop the bullshit, okay? I need to stop lying to one another. Dudes in there checking you out because they thirsty, man. And it's in our nature to be thirsty. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
That's how we keep this thing going. Folks always like, don't lust after. I believe, if I'm correct, it says don't lust after somebody else's wife, girlfriend, significant other, because that's how you get put in the dirt. Okay, because you roll up on somebody else's chick, Bo, and they, men get disrespected in that manner. And they usually don't take it out on the woman. They go take it out on the person who's performing said act. So that's why I was saying that. But it's in our nature to lust. That's what keeps the species going. We can't leave it to chance that we're going to get together and I'm going to date you and we're going to go steady and we're going to, lick ice cream cones and then one day we'll get married, 2-3 years later. And all this other shit that niggas be telling me, oh man, she's the one in 6 months. I'm like, man, please. 6 months? 6 months. But you ain't even scratched the surface on who this person is.
If she got a bunch of money, 6 months is perfect.
You see what I'm saying? Guys.
Might even be 3. For 3 weeks.
Man said, man made this. I've been waiting for you my whole life. I already got the ring. I got the ring and I'm ready to propose. Ready to propose today. I'm like, hey man, stop being so damn thirsty. He said, I can't help it. You know what I'm saying? He said, I can't help it, man. But yeah, I mean that's what they were trying to say. It's like, man, it don't take you that long to figure out if somebody's your person. I'm like, hold on a second. Folk been going together all this time, all these years, and you mean to tell me that you met somebody and in 6 months you knew without a shadow of a doubt? Now, usually when you get with people, you don't get with somebody with the foresight that, yes, we'll be breaking up in a year. You know what I'm saying? But to say, oh, yeah, 6 months, oh, yeah, yeah, I know everything about this person I need to know. Right. As you age, shit changes, right? So the key thing about a relationship is how you're going to be able to manage the changes within it. Okay? And whether you be able to manage those or not. And it's going to be 100% on your demeanor and how open you are to said change. If it's somebody you truly vibe with, you'll be able to make it, fairly unscathed. But if it's somebody you didn't really like, niggas is looking for the damn exit button, Bo. They're looking for they're looking for the shit that shoots you out of the jet and you damn pull the parachute. That's what they're looking. I mean, if you want to be honest, what they say, one man said that the divorce was planned before the wedding. Well, man, was it damn what's his name? Damn, I can't think his name right now. Free agent lifestyle. Coach Greg Adams. He said he said the divorce is planned before the wedding. Straight up, and the way you hear some of these chicks talk, it's like, man, they were already had in their mind what they were gonna say when it was time to leave them. I'm like, it's all good. The amount of people who have a successful relationship that lasts more than, what you say, Corey, 2-3 years is very.
I say 3 to 5 is ideal. If you can get 3 to 5 out of 3 to 5 good years, you're good.
Yeah, but the amount of people who have something like that is really slim. Like it's legit difficult. I mean, like folks just go, oh yeah, this is easy. No, man, it's difficult to just be with somebody, just in general, because depending on what you want to do in life, could end up taking you in opposite directions. You want to be able to travel the world. She wants to hunker down and have 3 kids. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, boom, conflict of interest. That's right out the gate. And I think that hurts a lot of relationships. Somebody wants kids kind of instantly, and then the other person doesn't, but the other person just does it. And then they're like, oh, man, you're not really being the father you're supposed to be. It's like, it's because they didn't really want kids at that point in time, right? Like they weren't quite ready for it. But they did it to acquiesce because they know if they didn't, it'd be a big fight, and then you leave. So
I'm like 50, and I ain't ready for it.
There's a finish said, yeah, still ain't ready. Still ain't ready. Well, Corey, on the topic of some films, I got this right here, this trailer. And this is releasing November 21st on Prime Video. It's called The Age of Disclosure. Okay.
Some ancient alien
Have you
shit.
seen this? Yeah, have you seen this? Here we go. Let's take a look at this right quick.
We've had repeated instances of something operating in the airspace over restricted nuclear facilities, and it's not ours.
These are otherworldly things that are performing maneuvers that haven't been seen.
I have seen with my own eyes non-human craft and non-human beings.
This is so secret. There have been very few people in our entire government that have been allowed or provided access to it.
Even presidents have been operating on a need-to-know basis, but that begins to ramp out of control.
It's not acceptable to have secret parts of government that no one ever sees. People have been hurt protecting and hiding this information.
Some people claim it would cost them their lives if they spoke out about these things.
You had information being locked away that could change the trajectory for species.
This is the biggest discovery in human history.
So there it is, Corey. I mean, hey, we got some stuff up here: explosive, riveting, bone chilling. You know what I'm saying? We got all the keywords there.
Yeah.
And,
So, all right. So I want to screen share a picture here.
Okay. Let's see what you got. It's got to be something good.
This is who's presenting us the UFO files. Anna Paulina Luna. That's who's presenting us these files. Or movie or whatever the fuck. She's in charge of the JFK shit too. This is the woman who's in charge of JFK files. And UFOs. Okay? Like, what is going on here? We're being punked at the highest level. We're being punked at the highest fucking level, people.
Well, they got Mark. We'll go with Mark Rubio up there, but he's got some information. Okay, look, people go sit there and watch that whole documentary and get nothing at the end.
Nothing. His demeanor when he got into office changed overnight. Like they sat him down and he got to see the goods and was like, "Fuck." He looks like he's stressed out of his fucking mind every time I see him.
Dan Bongino looks like that too.
I think they brought some of these guys in they brought in Bongino and Kash Patel. I'm convinced because those guys with the loudest voices never talk again. I can't see another reason why they're not good at their jobs.
RFK, never talk again. That'll be it. Like
he seems to be doing okay if he follows through on the things he's been talking about. So we'll see.
Right. But he won't never go into the nitty gritty detail because he knows the nitty gritty details now.
So, yes, and as far as nitty gritty details, I gotta make an analogy, but I guess it's gonna take a while. So
okay,
today,
that's fine. Mm-hmm.
So in regards to like the nitty gritty details and like how an analysis of COVID would have gone down from a new administration looking at the other administration as criminal, right? Saying, okay, these people fucked with your rights, the lockdowns and all that shit, right? And so today we got the Russian documents from Luna on Oswald and the Soviet Union. It's mostly doesn't really tell us much. There's a couple things in there I gleaned from it that are awesome, but most of it is just Soviet relations stuff and what the Soviet reaction to the assassination was and stuff like that. But when it came to the parts about the assassination itself, there's not much, but it's very analytical, right? Like they asked the right questions, and in particular, there's a document that pops up that they call bullshit on. Oswald allegedly sent a document to the embassy in Moscow, asking to return to the Soviet Union and making sure that the visas are prepared for me and my wife and a whole bunch of stuff, right? And they basically call bullshit. They're like, this is a bullshit letter. This is not in the style of Oswald's previous writings. And there's glaring mistakes in here. And yeah, basically they're saying this is bullshit. So I understand how a government investigative unit would analyze something that wasn't their own, right? Like something external, like them analyzing the assassination of Kennedy and the analysis they put into it. I know what it looks like for a good job to be done on documents looking at something like COVID. If they were to look at COVID, what questions would they ask? And I have a pretty solid idea of what a competent investigation would look like. Mm-hmm. So the question is, are we going to get that competent investigation, or are they just fucking blowing smoke up our ass? Because like we keep hearing stuff about COVID and, they're starting to arrest people. Fucking John Bolton got fucking pinched today. Letitia James got pinched. Comey got pinched. They're starting to fucking arrest people. Mm-hmm. Are we going to see a competent investigation into fucking COVID and which results in some arrests? It's possible. Unless it implicates Trump and his decision making.
That would go against status quo, though, right? Wouldn't that be totally against status quo? Well, I'm just saying
that much anymore. No.
Well, no. I'm just saying it feels irregular. Like you said, like Trump would do shit that seems regime field and regime backed, and then he'll do shit regime backed at all, and you're like, what the fuck is this? It's just like like he's got regime multiple personalities.
Yeah, it's like I don't I'm trying to figure this thing out, and I can't. And things like taking down U.S. aid and all that shit, that's a big deal. That's like giving a big fuck you to all the CIA money embezzlers. That's deep state as it gets. Maybe there's just a remnant of deep state still trying to manipulate things. I don't know. Maybe he has some overlapping interest with deep state. I can't figure it out. I just don't know. He's taking a sledgehammer to the established order. That's a fucking fact.
Well, this might be
this might be a new establishment. Don't get me wrong. A new deep state.
Right. Well, they said that because we're still in government shutdown, and some people were saying that this may be the case that Trump's trying to use this to actually completely get rid of some of these jobs, get rid of some of these people to shrink the government.
Yeah, I think that's great.
I was like,
I think it's good. We got 4 million people work for the government. How many fucking people you need to fucking oppress us? You need 4 million? I think 1 million could do the job.
You really need 4 million to oppress us? It's like, damn, at least cut that shit down. Come on, man. It's like, why you got so many? Damn.
Honestly, here's the thing: the process of getting us back to where we should be, and to remove us from places we never should have had Social Security, should have had any of this. Especially, definitely shouldn't have had Obamacare. We shouldn't have had any of this government shit, man. I can understand food stamps. I can understand that. For the worst case, for the very worst cases, I can understand a welfare type system. I mean, for people who are injured, of course, can't work, obviously disability, but man, fuck these social programs. Like, fuck them to death. We never should have had them in the first place. All this stuff should have been private sector. And
you know what's crazy? One of the things that's actually wild is the Section 8 housing. Because what ends up happening is that you'll buy a piece of property in an area and you'll be like, it'll be a great area. Then all of a sudden they'll turn one part into Section 8 and then the whole thing will go to shit. And now you're just stuck in like the fucking ghetto all of a sudden. Like, I know there's places out here that were once like college kids stayed in and stuff like that. Like, it's just like, man, this was like, prime place to stay. Then all of a sudden it turned into Section 8 like overnight. And you're like, you and me caught dead out there. I mean, it's just like it just turns into shitholes. And so, like, the more I look around, the more like Section 8 housing is popping up. And that may be because the fact that everybody's broke. I mean, that may be the fact. All right. So, I mean,
hey man, one of these days you might have to upgrade from your $700 a month apartment.
Yeah, that's what I know.
You might have to go to $1,000 a month apartment.
That's what I know. No. Anything that would be upgrade, it's going to be $1,300 and up. That's what it's going to be in this area. That'd be a 2-bedroom.
That's still not bad for a couple living in an apartment, really.
Yeah, $1,300. $1,300 to $1,600. That's what it is. So you'd be right there within that range. So, and I might do something. I don't know. I looked at some townhomes that were, but you see, the thing is for me, like, I don't want to be out of town. I don't give a fuck. I do not want to be in the woods somewhere. I mean, I just don't. I despise that shit. Because, like, I can wake up in the morning and, like, I'm like 20 seconds from, like, stores, food. Like, if I go move out in the fucking woods, now I got to drive 10, 15, 20 minutes. And it's just going to ruin my mood. That's what it's going to do. And I don't need shit to ruin my mood enough already. Man.
Being close to amenities is very important.
Yes.
Man, I am surrounded by amenities where I'm at. I'm literally 0.4 miles to the grocery store and a whole strip mall right there.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, being close to shit, man.
I don't do big shoppings at all anymore because it's so close. I just go, I go 4 times a week, 5 times a week to the grocery store. You're just to grab something for the day.
Right. And so, like, I don't know. It gives you more options. Like, I know a few of my buddies, they built houses, and God, there's one at work right now. He's building a house, and I know where he's building it at. It's out there where Yoder's is at. I said, there's no way that I'd live out there, dude. I got to drive 25 fucking minutes to do anything. I'm like, no, that would mean I would be getting back at the house. Cause like, I can leave the gym, like I'm right beside the college. So I can leave the gym and be back at my house in 5 minutes. Like, literally. Like it's like right up the road.
You got a lot of young people there because of the college? You got college kids just walking around everywhere? Because that's how it is here in Fort Collins.
No, college kids are, and it's the same. It's the way it was when I was in college, but they are kind of cut off once you get to the football stadium and back down to First Street. That's where all the college kids are. So they really don't frequent the middle of town, to be honest. Like, so there's not just like kids just walking around, not in the middle of town. So I mean,
the campus here is massive, like multiple square miles, and then they have little outbuildings all over town for different stuff. Like they have an engineering building on the north side of town, so the college has like all kinds of little buildings spread out. And so, man, you see these fucking kids. It's nothing but kids in this town. Seriously, it's weird sometimes.
Yeah, so you have them near there, but then we have ECU Health. So all your health students and stuff like that, people are going to be doctors and stuff, they're on that side of town where the hospital's at. So you have a big gathering of people over there. So they kind of broke away from kind of your main hustle and bustle of where the mall's at and all that stuff. So I don't know, it's kind of broke up a little bit. You don't really have a ton of mixing with older people and younger people unless it's like a football game and, you know, old alumni and stuff are coming back to tailgate. So that's kind of the premise there. So like where I'm at, where I work on the other side of town, like there's no college students, like at all. Like it's all grown folk. But it's not like I'm that far from the college. I mean, I drive right from work right to the gym. Takes like 10 minutes. Yeah, so it's not like I'm a crazy amount away. Before we get into our main topic, Corey, I just want to I didn't know if you'd seen this, but I'm guessing that Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau's a thing now. I thought
they're
Justin
all Illuminati Satan worshippers, aren't they? They all eat kids and stuff.
Yeah, I thought Trudeau was married. I mean, but I guess not. They said they seen him out there with Katy Perry grabbing her booty. He was feeling on her booty, R. Kelly style. I mean, I said, I hear you, Trudeau. I was like, my God, like people are losers. Like Katy Perry, it's like, I know you crazy as fuck. You gonna go get with Justin Trudeau? Like it doesn't just like that nix her from the list. Like any it doesn't work out there. Anybody in the future is like, how can I fuck with you? You dated Justin Trudeau, a known fag. Like he's a known fag. All right. I was like, I can't mess with you after you done mess with a known fag. Come on now. I mean, so that make no sense at all. And then there's one other thing, which I'm gonna make a video on this. I don't know if you remember Holly Madison, Playboy, one of Hugh Hefner's wives. It was her. I think he had 3 at one time. Back in like the early 2000s. But Holly Madison, she believes that her undiagnosed autism landed her at the Playboy Mansion.
Is she suing somebody?
No, but I'm just like...
It sounds like the lead up to a lawsuit.
I'm like,
I got traffic because I'm autistic.
I'm like, ma'am.
Look.
Really?
Well, I mean, you're stupid. You ain't autistic. There's a difference.
Yeah. Hey, I give it to the one chick. What was her name? I think Kendra. Kendra was straight up. She said, I was homeless, and this dude was like, hey, I'll pay you to fuck me and stay in the Playboy Mansion. So I took it. I was like, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. All right? I get all this other bullshit. Niggas write memoirs and shit. Like his last wife. She writing her memoirs about, oh, he did me so dirty and the sex wasn't good. Nigga was 90, man. What do you mean the sex? Duh. Could he get it hard? Cialis, Viagra, he had to take all of it at one time.
Well, back in the day, they used that pump. You had to get that pump stuck in there.
Oh, okay.
Like
man,
the Nike
so you just
pump
get the
dick.
pump. Yeah, there it is. So it's just like Holly Madison coming up with this random shit. Oh, I had undiagnosed autism. That's why I end up in the Playboy Mansion. I'm like, well, we are grasping at straws here. I mean, ma'am, you were there because he was paying you. And that's okay. I mean, you know what I'm saying? there's been many women throughout the years that were there just because the situation was good, and not because they liked them. It's actually a lot of women. But look, we're not gonna get into that. We're not gonna get into that. We're gonna get into this crypto world. All right, this crypto world, and what we got going on here with the market. Now we know last week we had a significant drop in the market. All right.
You gonna screen share some stuff?
Well, not exactly, but but I know that Coinbase had something up here about why the crypto market dropped. And let's see what we got up here. Of course, you know, Bitcoin had broke its all-time high, was at 126,000. I think it is rebounded a little. Well, I think it's down the last time I seen it. I think it's down to like 111.
Right.
But on that Friday, the markets took a major dip, 24-hour crash, with about 19 billion in leveraged positions liquidated. Okay, at that point in time, which eclipsed the wipeouts triggered by the pandemic, disease that should not be named, and FTX's collapse in 2022. Corey, you were still in that landscape. The 2022 landscape collapse. What did that look like after FTX got broke down on their stuff?
2022.
Was it
so
similar?
20. Well, here's the weird thing. This in 2021 and 2022, we ended up with a pump out of really nowhere, up to 67,000 for Bitcoin, which at the time it took me by surprise because there was nothing driving it. There was no news, there was no controversies, there was no adoption. I mean, I'm sure there was some preliminary adoption going on with the ETFs and stuff, but there was nothing to cause this rise. It seemed like a very artificial rise. Like it was out of time and out of place. And that then ended with the FTX stuff, which brought down the market all the way down to 15,000. So I got lucky. I bought in at that low at 15,000. I bought a couple, I think I bought 0.2 or 0.3. I think I got 0.2 or 0.3. And so, of course, I have to, I got to eat. So I ended up having to fucking live on it. And that money ended up going in, a lot of that money went into creating Independent Media Token, so I was lucky to catch that dip at the bottom and have that money to put into the project. But that market was, at the time, was very weird. I didn't understand what was going on. There was a lot of DeFi stuff that was going on. That time period is a very weird and didn't feel very organic at the time.
Right.
But yeah, so these liquidations and stuff that have been happening, this is all fucking market manipulation. And I could tell you who's behind it. Well, primarily Binance, the exchange, they're behind it. So,
okay.
Binance. So here's the thing. Binance, they've already been sued by the government in the Biden days. CZ, who runs Binance, did some jail time, and then he got a slap on the wrist, paid a couple $1 billion, and now he's on the good list. And so
now, Corey, let people know what Binance is.
Binance is a crypto exchange. You can go to Binance.com and check it out, or Binance.us, and it's probably the biggest exchange in the world. And so, here's another thing: the manipulation of the market coincides with their pumping their own token. They are the worst at market manipulation I've ever seen in any crypto exchange ever. Even some of the shadier exchanges that came and went didn't pull some of this shit that Binance is pulling. Fundamentally, when everything was crashing and getting liquidated, their fucking token was going up from like $800 to like $1,300. So one of the things is when you trade crypto, you can either just have Bitcoin sit there, and in which case it'll be safe no matter what, or you can trade with leverage. And when you trade with leverage, you're gambling. You can trade against 10 times leverage, 50 times leverage, or 100 times leverage. Where if Bitcoin goes up $1, you make $100, right? That's kind of how, that's the very generic idea behind leverage trading. A lot of people took out Bitcoin longs, thinking Bitcoin's going to go 150,000, whatever. And so what happens when fucking these longs, they start to come into play, and then Binance has to pay out all this money. They start dumping Bitcoin and make sure that those longs don't hit. And then they make sure to push it down far enough to hit a low side liquidation. And that's how everyone gets wiped out, because you can't really alter your position in the midst of a fucking crash like that. And so, yeah, it's intentional. And it's not illegal because there's no rules on crypto anymore. There's just not any rules at all. They got rid of the SEC crypto division, like the crypto enforcement division, gone. So literally, that's why you can pull all these scams. And talking about scams, I'm going to screen share and I'm going to show you like where you can go and find the scams. So now with every scam, you can always make some money, sure, but you're most likely going to get ripped off. So this is what I'm showing you is Dex Screener. Let me go to the new pairs list. This is Dex Screener, and this is where all the decentralized exchange trading stuff is all listed. And this is all the coins that are like big today. Something called, this one, the number one doesn't even have a name. It just has a little symbol. It's got a little finger symbol. Okay. I'm not putting my money in something without a name, right? And how much volume has it done? It's done $18.9 million in volume today, and it's got a 5.3 million market cap. And it's launched on the BNB chain. Okay. So that's a fucking scam. Let's find one that's definitely a scam. Dog Whiff Cape. Here we go. Dog Whiff Cape, our knock on Dog Whiff Hat. And this is sitting at a 1 million market cap with 2.8 million in volume. All right. This is where you're going to go to buy these meme coins. This is Meme Coin Central. And every single one of these meme coins, whether intentionally or not, ultimately will cost a lot of people a lot of money. And so let me see if I can find some patterns here. Like, let me see. This one. Okay. This one's kind of let me go on the 1 hour.
This looks like a little bit of a roller coaster.
It's a little bit of a roller coaster. I'm trying to look for a good chart. All right, this one is still in the initial pump phase, right? Since last night, it's going up and it's coming down. You're going to see a second big pump, and then it's going to crash. That's how the pattern goes. Let me see. Meowchi. Let's see what Meowchi is up to today. Oh, here we go. This is a perfect example. This is what fucking happens. And this happened between, let me see, when did this thing launched 22 hours ago. And so it goes up like this, and then it crashes, and it goes down, and it's done in like less than 24 hours, right? This is the perfect pattern for all these meme coins. All of them. Goes up. If you get in right here, you're going to make some money. If not, you're just getting ripped off. Period.
Yeah, so it's kind of like the Hulk Tua coin, where they pumped it in like 10 hours and then pulled the rug and took everybody's money.
I've been seeing a lot of these like Chinese coins pop up with the little Chinese symbols, but it's the same pattern ultimately. You know, there we go. There's the dump, right? There's the dump. It's going to keep going down, and then it'll probably have another rise up, and then it'll fall again, right? It's the same pattern almost every single time. So that's where you go to find scams. But I found a fucking scam. Holy shit. I'm going to show you a scam. And this thing blew me away. I went through it with a fine-tooth comb. Here we go. Can you see that? This one's called Snorter. And it's the Solana meme crypto trading bot. Now, first off, in reading through this, I figured out that these motherfuckers either are English as a second language, or they're using AI, or probably both, because the English isn't perfect, missing grammar and stuff like that. But let's look at these stupid tokenomics here. So they're doing a pre-sale. The pre-sale ends in 3 days, 11 hours. And allegedly, they've raised $4.8 million. This is allegedly, because this is we can't really prove this in any way, shape, or form. And one snort, if you buy in the pre-sale, is 10 cents. Okay. So this is what a lot of these guys do. They put out, maybe not a lot. This is I'd say this is an upper echelon scam. Like they're really putting a lot of effort into it. Because it's a really kind of nice website. It's got some cool stuff, Okay. But ultimately, this will end up being a scam. It looks okay so far. But number one, the big thing that should shock everybody is that they're selling these for 10 cents a piece in a pre-sale. Which that's fucking ridiculous. This thing should be like they should have like 10 zeros and then a 1. And that's how much it should go for. But they're selling for 10 cents. And notice they've raised $4.862 million, allegedly, is what they're telling us. Okay. So what exactly is Snorter? It's the best crypto pre-sale, right? They couldn't come up with any better language than that. But here's the deal. It's supposed to be a bot, a trading bot. All right. And the trading bot it's a Solana trading bot. So it trades on the Solana blockchain. And now trading bots are there's a ton of them out there already, and each one that comes out tries to have their own little twist on why it's great. But I'm going to say that there's not a bot. There's never going to be a bot. This is a pure scam, and we'll get to why. So this is why Snorter's better. It's not better. And so let me get to the tokenomics. Oh, here we go. We got the Snorter bot roadmap. One thing I want to point out first, I have to get to this, and then we'll go back to that roadmap, which doesn't make any sense. The Snort supply is 500 million. Okay, 500 million.
Is that capped at 500 million? Is that what that means?
Okay. Yes. So I've already double checked this, so I'm not going to screen share and show you. But this token that they have minted is on the Ethereum blockchain, and it's got a 0x21 opening, which means OX is always, well, not always Ethereum, but it's not on Solana. Okay, so they're launching a Solana trading bot, but the token they're launching is on Ethereum. Okay, that should be red flag number fucking 1. All right, and so they did mint 500 million tokens, but I wanted to look at this. Product development is supposed to get 25%, marketing 20%, exchange liquidity 20%. Okay, you know what that means? That means out of their 500 million, they're only putting 125 million into exchanges, and the rest are not going on to exchanges. This doesn't make any sense from a liquidity perspective, because if you don't have liquidity, you can't sell your tokens to turn that into product development. You can't sell the tokens for marketing. You can't sell the tokens at all for community rewards or airdrops, and they want 10% treasury, so they can hold on to them, and 5% staking rewards. Okay. What is the biggest problem that we have here? 500 million tokens and all this stuff divided up, and only 20% going into the liquidity pool, and they have all these other tokens they say are going to these other things. But if you understand liquidity, you understand that this is total bullshit, because they are not going to be able to sell these, to use these for these various things. So let's go all the way back up to the top here. 500 million tokens are minted, and how much did they raise? 4.862 million, 656.07, right? That's how much they raised. At 10 cents a piece, all right? That's how many tokens? That's 500 million tokens right there. That's 486 million tokens, right? 486 million tokens. So with 486 million tokens, they've only minted 500 million tokens. So how are they going to pay for all this other shit? How are they doing anything with this product development, marketing, all this other stuff? How can they do any of it if all 500 million are fucking minted and accounted for already? You see what I'm saying? The story doesn't add up at all. With hope. Right. But so it says Sol coming soon. Like they're going to launch another token on Solana. So then they're going to have 2 tokens, really. Some people do this. They'll launch one token. They'll put it on 3 different blockchains. I'm like, fuck off with your bullshit. You just launched 3 different tokens. So none of this makes any sense. Right. And also, you don't need a token to run a trading bot. A bot has nothing to do with a token at all, except it trades tokens, right? Someone just bought here. This might be fake, but someone just bought 591 for 0.163 ETH, right? So yeah, this is a complete and total fucking scam. And look at the amount of effort they put into doing this. Unfucking believable, right? So you gotta keep an eye out for these fucking things. You gotta kind of understand what you're looking at. And the vast majority of fucking tokens out there are total junk. Total fucking junk.
Yeah, and you're right about that. And going back to your to what you were talking about, people being leveraged, they actually spoke about that in this article at Coinbase. So it said, why would a trader prefer to buy perps as opposed to simply buying Bitcoin or some other token? In part because perps platforms offer leverage of 10 times or more, allowing a trader with 1 Bitcoin, for instance, to make a 10 Bitcoin trade. So hold on a second. Now I don't think I'm quite understanding that. Can you break that down for me? You got 1 Bitcoin, but you're making a 10 Bitcoin trade.
Yeah. So I'm not an expert on how the logistics of this works, but I know that generally speaking, you have a Bitcoin and you sign up for a leverage account, and then you're typically given some kind of credit limit, kind of like a credit card, but built into the system. And this is on a separate
platform. This is usually on a separate platform. They were saying perps platforms. So I'm assuming like
Binance, perpetuals. Right. A new perpetuals thing is a hyperliquid. Hyperliquid is where most of these things are getting done. Hyperliquid is a new, very interesting thing because it's able to do perpetual trading directly on a layer 1 blockchain, which is very interesting. It's very interesting. And it's probably a good buy. You can get them for like $35 today. In the big rush, it'll probably hit $300 to $500. So it's honestly everything in crypto is a good buy today. There's a ton of good buys today. There's a bunch of shit I want to buy that I don't have nearly enough fucking money. But so you basically borrow. You're borrowing, right? And so if most of the time people who leverage, they try to make safe bets. So they make a little bit of, they might only have a trade that goes on for 10 minutes and they might double or triple their money in that time, right? And so the leverage will pay off. And I guess the leverage is paying off is getting paid off by people who are getting liquidated on the other side, right? So I guess that's kind of where the money comes from. But you can leverage in places up to 100x, 100 times your fucking trade. So that's how people get wiped out. I don't know how they even allow you to do stuff like that. I would think you'd end up walking away owing the fucking exchange a ton of money.
Right. So
yeah, it's leverage is not good. You don't want to. Bitcoin's too unpredictable and volatile to play with.
You got that right. Now, it goes on to say if the trade goes the right way, the gains are amplified, but the risks are also amplified. If the trade goes the wrong way, the entire position can be automatically liquidated by the Perps platform. So that's where they were saying people were getting wiped out. Like somebody was going, I'm going to put my life savings into this, and I'm going to try to 100x it, and you look up and you done lost $150,000.
Yeah.
And you're like, shit. That's what I'm saying. Because there's no way to get that back.
No.
Like, it's not like you holding the token and you're like, well, I'm still holding the token, so if it goes back up, I can get my money back. So that there's no hope for you. If I'm correct, if I'm reading this right, is this correct? Corey?
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
So you're pretty much playing Russian roulette with your money.
Right. And that's why it's real interesting that you also, I'm assuming, read about that guy who made $190 million shorting Bitcoin right before Trump's tariffs. Did you read about that?
Yes, and I didn't read about that, but it talked about that up here. It says, so how does all this apply to the market drop? One precipitating factor for the current market turbulence was the White House's Friday announcement of plans to raise tariffs on Chinese goods to 100% after China announced new restrictions on exports of rare earth minerals that are key to U.S. industries.
So what's that got to do with Bitcoin is what I want to know. I still can't figure that out. Me neither. I got no clue. It has nothing to do with Bitcoin. There's no reason Bitcoin should have tanked like that, which tells me this was some large-scale coordinated bullshit.
Right.
And one trader, one fucking trader put up fucking like all kinds of money, hundreds of millions of dollars in shorts on Bitcoin. And he put a whole bunch of shorts up to 1 minute before the tariffs were announced. And then as soon as the tariffs were announced, the market crashed. He made 190 and cashed out right fucking before it bounced back. He cashed out at the very bottom. Like he nailed both ends of it. Insider trading, but there's no laws against it in crypto. So somebody knew something and somebody fucking put up a fuck ton of money and they shorted the system and made 190 mil.
Right. So they got up here, said the flash crash in token prices caused collateral values to plummet momentarily, triggering massive liquidation cascades. Roughly 1.6 million traders saw their positions evaporate. Even positions that might have survived a more gradual price decline were wiped out in seconds as exchanges liquidation engines worked through over-leveraged positions. So that's saying 1.6 million people got wiped the fuck out. Completely.
Yep. And a big part of this happened on Hyperliquid, and a big part of it happened on Binance. And Binance, I'm looking at the chart right now. Binance token got pumped at the end of September, October. It was at 972. Well, actually, it had about 972. And then all through this, it continued to pump and only fell a couple $100 and then went back up to all-time highs at 1347 while this was going on. This is the epitome of market manipulation, all by a very easily traceable source. So one thing that's interesting is that a lot of tokens and stuff caught back up real quick. Solana bounced back pretty quick. I mean, Solana had hit 250, but that was a kind of aberration, and it always kind of hovers, at around 200, and it kind of returned to that. So that was kind of normal. A lot of the normal stuff bounced back like it was not a big deal, but a lot of shit, man, has not bounced back. There's a lot of stuff that I've been looking at to buy that has not bounced back yet, which is very exciting.
Somebody was talking about Ondo. Do you know anything about that?
Ondo?
ONDO.
Yeah, I've seen Ondo around. I don't know much about it itself. Let me look into it. Ondo, here we go. Ondo is not looking very good overall. Bearish chart. I'll share this. This is the Ondo chart from start to finish. It's down 72 cents. It's peaked at over $2 in January. You got to think all the stuff, all the price movement on these coins is all hype, right? Like they're gonna do something, right? Not that they're doing anything because the token is there; it's just doing what it's doing, which is nothing, right? And so it's all about what they are expecting these people to do, right? Partnerships they're going to have and all this stuff. But let's look at the last month. So yeah, it goes from $1 down to 72, and not even that big of a crash, really. Some tokens dropped like 90%. It was really wild. So
now it looks like some of the ETFs that got hit as well. It said on the Monday following the weekend's liquidation, crypto's ETFs saw a combined $755 million in outflows. That's according to So Value, with Bitcoin's ETF losing $327 million and Ethereum's ETFs shedding $428 million. Can you give the audience a little background on how much you know with the ETF stuff? Because I don't really understand the aspects of that.
ETFs are basically, they have a fund and you can buy a share of that fund, right?
Okay.
And so here's the thing: it's this stupid. All these financial products surrounding Bitcoin are stupid. Because all you should just do is hold fucking Bitcoin. Period. Just go buy the fucking Bitcoin and hold it your goddamn self. You don't need some third-party company to charge you fees to hold your fucking Bitcoin. And all these treasury companies who are buying up all the Bitcoin, all the people in the world are realizing that it's better to hold Bitcoin than the stock of a company that holds Bitcoin. What do you need an intermediary for? That's the whole point. That's the whole reason Bitcoin exists in the first place, to avoid intermediaries. So why the fuck you want to get an intermediary? So to me, these ETFs are going to make a lot of money for their people, but those people, if they're smart, they would just fucking buy into Bitcoin. And I think over time, you're going to see a lot of people. See, some people don't have access to. Some people who are rich and have banking stuff set up, it's much easier for them to make a phone call and say, "Hey, buy me into, this Bitcoin fund," as opposed to, "Hey, do you know how to get me into real Bitcoin?" Right? So for some of them, it's just not even worth their time. They can just add it to their portfolio, and it's easier than holding real Bitcoin. But that opens up the gate to here's another reason I think the price going to $1 million is going to be delayed for a long time, because they're playing games with the Bitcoin, right? These people have maybe say they have a couple 100,000 Bitcoin. They're then in that fund. They're going to create paper Bitcoin on top of that, and derivatives and other Bitcoin products that they basically print out of thin air, and that's how the stock market works, right? There's way more shares out. There's way more products that you can buy as far as how many individual dividend products compared to shares of a company. It's unbelievable. It's way more than the initial shares. So there's always that threat of paper Bitcoin, and they're gonna manipulate the market and add to the fact paper Bitcoin and all this stuff. And I think it's gonna delay the $1 million Bitcoin for a long time. I don't think we're gonna have a big bull run like they keep saying going to 200,000 this cycle. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. And part of the reason for that is because overall sentiment on Bitcoin is low. Very fucking low.
Right.
Retail buyers like you and me are not buying. They're just not. The numbers are telling us that. All the money that's going into Bitcoin is these ETFs and stuff. And they play their games and they manipulate markets. And so, like I said before, we should already have the multi-million-dollar Bitcoin if all these fucking companies had bought their Bitcoin on the open market. But they didn't. They buy them off the market. And so, yeah, I'm not happy with the state of things. So there's a couple things I'm excited about that I think are going to be able to make a lot of money. And I think that if that's at the end of the day what this is going to end up being about, then I think that right now, for the next, I'd say, couple years, the hype in crypto is going to be this on-chain trading stuff. Like we were talking about perpetuals on Hyperliquid. That is all self-contained on a single blockchain. It's fucking amazing how it works. So stuff like that over the next couple of years is going to get way more use and way more traction. And all of those on-chain trading things like that and Hemi and Aster and Caspa, those 4 in particular, I think are going to fucking make people rich as fuck. And so those are what I'm scooping up in the next couple months.
Say those again for the people out there.
Hyperliquid, Hemi, Caspa, and Aster. Aster is the one I'm really looking forward to, and it's kind of
all those like available on Coinbase.
Yeah, no.
No.
Some of them might. See, Coinbase, they don't pick up. They don't have things like quick. They don't get stuff quick enough. Let me see. Is Hyperliquid on Coinbase?
They kind of get it after it's done exploded.
Yeah, and so unfortunately, to pick up some of these things, you got to go to these weird exchanges. Even Binance doesn't even. Oh, but yeah, Binance has. But yeah, Binance is the second place to go, and now Binance you can use in the U.S. So if you can't get anything on Coinbase, the better place to go probably is the Binance.us site. But yeah, those I think all 4 of those are probably available. Yeah, all 4 of those are on Binance. So
okay, all right.
And I only charge a 10% fee for that advice, so everybody can start sending me your tokens after.
Just go ahead and send that. Now, I know that you usually suggest for people to purchase through an exchange and then send it to your wallet, Web3 wallet. Have you did any? Because I know with the independent media token, it's a little bit different. You do the purchasing of the independent media token usually through the Phantom wallet, correct?
Right. And so how that works is that's decentralized exchanges. And so the decentralized exchanges, you basically create an on-chain liquidity pool. So when I created independent media token pool, we put up 100 million tokens on one side of the equation. And on the other side, I think we put up, it was about $4,800 worth of Solana. I don't even know exactly how much it was then. And then those become locked in in a pair. Okay. And so that becomes a trading pool that is forever accessible to people who have decentralized wallets, right? Solana, Ethereum, and basically Bitcoin doesn't function on that kind of level. Bitcoin is its own thing. There's no DeFi in Bitcoin. People are pushing for it, but there's a lot of pushback because they're like, if you want DeFi, go to Ethereum. Like, stop fucking with our Bitcoin and go to Ethereum. That's the whole attitude, and I agree with it. So that doesn't require you being on an exchange with trading pairs, which is what Binance and Coinbase and all those other, they're centralized, meaning they hold all the fucking tokens and they coordinate buyers and sellers, right? That's how trading works. But all the money is held by Coinbase, and then they can withdraw from Coinbase or whatever the exchange is. That's not how it works with decentralized wallets. The best thing about decentralized wallets is there's no paper trail, really. You can get on there and start buying fucking crypto and stuff and start trading decentralized, and there's no paper trail other than that fucking on the blockchain itself, and good luck linking it back to you. If you're smart, you're dumping your wallet every day and creating new ones, right? So it's virtually impossible to track wallets back to people. I mean, it's definitely possible if they're going to put the effort in, but they'll never find it all. You know what I mean? It's very difficult. So that's the great part about decentralized exchanges. And when I say exchanges, really I'm talking about liquidity pool providers like Radium and companies like that, Juno, who handle just creating pools, right? And then that pool is accessible from anywhere. So that's the benefit to the decentralized wallets and the decentralized trading. But it is a little more complicated. See, in Coinbase and any exchange, you can go all at once. Once you connect your bank account, you can buy crypto and you can change everything inside there. Whereas when you're doing decentralized stuff, you usually have to start with buying or trading something from a centralized exchange and then sending it to the decentralized wallet, right? So that can be kind of a pain in the ass for new people. That's definitely a hurdle for most people.
Right. So the ease of use isn't always there if you don't know what the fuck's going on. Just pretty much. Looking at the markets right now, Bitcoin has dropped back down to 108,000 per coin.
It won't go much lower, and I'll tell you why. Because all the fucking shorts had a position, I think, about 100 between 106 and 108. And so once the shorts get wiped out, there's no need for it to be suppressed anymore, and it'll go back up. So we're done. I don't want to say we're done. I think we're still due for a bear market. Some people say we're not going to have a bear market and that it'll continue to be a step ladder. But I don't know, man. When you look at the overall sentiment right now, there's not a lot of people doing searches for Bitcoin and crypto compared to the years past. And it's just not looking overly good for this. It looks like the end of a cycle. We hit 125. We're going to come down. We'll probably drift in this 100 range. We might even drop down. But here's the thing. In a real bear market, we always return to the 200-week moving average. Without question, 100%, every bear market bounces off the 200-week moving average. And it's always happened, even in the NASDAQ and the Dow and all that stuff. The 200-week moving average right now is about 50 grand. So that's not really good. That means that either we have to have another bull run to pull that 200-week moving average up so we never hit that number. But if we don't have another real big bull run, like a real big one that can compensate for 200 weeks of lag, then it's looking like we're going to go pretty fucking low in the next bear market if we have one, which I feel like we are just because of sentiment. Well, when you look at the blockchain, the fucking blocks are empty. There are big transactions. A lot of people moving large dollar amounts, but as far as number of transactions, very, very, very fucking low.
Got you. Now, can you speak briefly about some of these?
Oh shit! Are you frozen?
I just want to talk briefly about some of these.
It looks like Cube is frozen, and so I don't know.
Am I gone?
He got about 30 seconds to come back. Or thank you for tuning in to this episode of Beyond the Cube. And then he usually does my marketing stuff, but I ain't doing it. So, Cube, come back to me, Cube. Are you there? Uh-oh. And it looks like that's it. So, all right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Beyond the Cube. I'm Corey Hughes. That's XCube420. See you next time.